Hey, what's going on, everybody? Michael Fireborn here, and today we are talking about a subject that is dear and near to my heart, and that would be cannabis, aka marijuana, or what I love to call Santa Maria. Now, this is a plant medicine that has been used around the globe for thousands and thousands of years, but only till recently has it begun to be more accepted in our mainstream culture and become legal in some states. Now, I want to talk about this because it is something that we can use to really gain a lot of benefit from life, and at the same time, we have to do our best to keep it in balance, because a lot of times it can get out of balance and then you have a lot of pitfalls and downfalls, and like anything in life, you can abuse it. So let's get into it. So many of you, I'm sure, have had the experience of working with cannabis and using it at some point in your life. And you know, for a lot of us, it can have quite a wide range of effects. You know, it ranges from being totally blissed out, feeling good and in your body, or getting super paranoid. And this actually is one of the things that I really enjoy about it, especially when that fear and that anxiety or paranoia comes up in me. I really see it as an opportunity to kind of work on myself. And so some people don't even want to touch cannabis because it brings up so much fear and anxiety, which I can understand, but that's one of the reasons why I enjoy this medicine, because I really use it as a medicine. Because if it brings up fear and anxiety inside of me, then that gives me an opportunity to look at what I am so scared of. And ultimately, if I really examine what the fear is bringing up, is ultimately, it's a fear of death and dying and this body perishing. And so if I can use cannabis as a medicine to kind of put some space between me and my mind's fear, then maybe I can sharpen my sword. Maybe I can gain some strength because of that and really step into the fire and, like the phoenix, rise out of that fire. And so, you know, with cannabis, it's just like, you know, there's a lot of things to really explore inside. At the same time, one of the things about it is, especially when it gets, you know, a little bit out of balance, is it really keeps you stuck and fascinated with the things of this world. That is to say, you know, your food can get a little bit out of control because you get those munchies. At the same time, if you're sick or dealing with some kind of cancer or something like that, maybe you need your appetite to be increased. But for most of us, using it recreationally, you know, it can tend to get a little imbalance around food consumption, and then not just the amount of food that we're eating, but also the food choices that we're making. So we'll be eating a lot of those foods that just have a lot of those things that stimulate our tongue. And so we really want to be careful with our cannabis consumption in terms of maintaining health physically in our body because of our nutrition. Now, there's some other aspects like our spiritual aspirations and yoga and meditation. If you're a yogi and you're really on the spiritual path, there does come a point where you really have to consider, is this beneficial to me still, or is it maybe a detriment to my yoga practice? And I can tell you, I'm really right at that place right now, because you know, cannabis isn't something that is a huge factor in my life, but it comes in spurts. You know, I'll go a year without it, and then I'll be using it for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and then I get sick and tired of it. One of the things that I've noticed recently, because I am on one of those phases where I'm using it more, is that it really does not allow me to remember my dreams. And this is an insight that I just had recently, and I had to take a big step back and step away from using it because, and it's been an experiment too. I've really been paying attention. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna smoke and I'm gonna eat these edibles and I'm gonna pay attention and really see, does it really affect my dreams? Because I remember my dreams every single morning. I always remember my dreams. And I'm like, yeah, it absolutely 100%, I can't remember my dreams. And I just looked into this, and what happens is you become sedated rather than sleeping. So you don't reach your REM sleep, which is when you start to dream. And so this is just one of those things we really want to pay attention to, because our dream state, we can gain a lot of insight, especially when you have a meditation practice going and your vehicle and your temple's in tune and in shape and you're feeding your body good food and you got a good yoga practice. One of the things you start to notice as you develop your yoga practice and your meditation practice is your dreams. You start to remember them much more. And then you start to notice not just the remembering, but in the remembering, you start to get some intuition and some insight and some clairvoyance in your life. Not only clairvoyance in your specific life, but clairvoyance and insight into other people in your field of experience. So we really want to be careful. Now, I just want to, bring this video to a close. I don't want to go too far rambling on here, but I just want to make the point how important it is to not be over emotional in one way or the other, or too big of a cheerleader or too big of a opponent on one way or the other with regard to cannabis. It is what it is. A lot of people say, oh God, they have a lot of weird feelings about people that use cannabis, but at the same time they go home and they pour their Bud Light and they drink their whiskey and their beer. And I can tell you right now, there is, hardly any benefit to alcohol. There can be some bit, but for the most part in our Western culture, alcohol is just terrible. It's the cause of date rape. It's the cause of domestic abuse. It's the cause of child abuse, so much. But our culture, for whatever reason, has accepted it and embraced it. There's commercials for it. There's billboards for it. There's songs about it, and everybody loves alcohol. So I just want to put that in perspective when it comes to cannabis. Cannabis is, for the most part, harmless. Cannabis, for the most part, if you have a bad trip or get paranoia, it comes and it goes and it passes, and then maybe you just are scared to touch cannabis again. But you're not out there running people over with your car. You're not, abusing women and children. So let's keep things in perspective. If you are using cannabis, do the best you can to, keep it in control, use it in moderation. If you're using it every day, it's really not good. Everything you want to keep in moderation. The one thing with cannabis too is if you use it for every day and you're over an amount of time, especially women out there who are more, care more about their appearance, you're going to start to get the wrinkles and the bags under the eyes. It doesn't bode well for any of us using it long-term every day. So use it in moderation. Also, pay attention how it's affecting you in your life. Are you gaining weight? Are you eating too much? How's your skin feeling? How are you sleeping? Are you remembering your dreams? Things like this. All in all, it's a great plant. It's a wonderful medicine, especially if we use it intentionally. And it's great. Increases your, sensitivity to music. It increases your sensitivity to food. Food tastes great. Sex is amazing. If you're with a partner or you're by yourself, it's a wonderful tool to use to really get in touch with your sensuality and touch and feel and connecting with other human beings and connecting with yourself. Okay, so I think I've rambled on enough about this, and we're gonna get out of here because I don't have a watch on, but I'm gonna just I gotta go teach a class now. I hope you're all having a good day. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Take it easy out there, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.